Da 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 pow. Da 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 pow. Da 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 pow. It's Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter. And who's that? It's Eve, and she's got a dog. They've got a dog. They've got a dog. It's Eve and their dog. Eve and their dog. It's o'clock. It's o'clock. It's time for Madame Askew, Grand Arbiter, Eve and o'clock. Hello, hello, everyone.
We have not one, but two special co-hosts today because we are joined by our dear friend, Eve Riot and Lisa.
Yes, for now. We'll see how long she stays with us.
Oh, it's so good. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good evening, Lady June Squill. Hello, Diamond. Hello, my darlings. It's so wonderful to be back. I missed you all dreadfully last week. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, darling. So it's wonderful to be back. I feel like I really played hooky last week, Grand Arbiter. But you had a gale time, I think.
I mean, you didn't really play hooky. You were captured by fey creatures and carried off, and you were tortured, really. Tortured for a week. That's what happened.
Tortured with tea.
They made you watch as your needles got rusty.
They kept the fashion district just out of reach.
Subgothius says, I see Eve appears to be wearing the same outfit as their chibi version. It's very akin, but different. Because this is
I love a big headdress in gold.
Yeah, this is your Ent look, right?
Yes. This is from my Ent act from the Lord of the Rings show, which I have nicknamed Enticing. Is the name of the number.
Oh no, I love that so much.
I thought you might. We'll see if I get to perform it again. For obvious reasons, this piece does not currently travel. It is a Louisville or drivable distances only costume.
It's so beautiful, though. I love it. I'm so happy to see it. Hello, Anne. Hello,
you can see
Alicia.
It Vanessa.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry I had to leave. I had to disarm a bomb.
Oh my goodness.
The bomb is disarmed. Don't worry. It's all fine now.
Yay. Good. I'm glad it's been disarmed. Has it been delegged?
It's also been dehipped.
Dehipped? It's not cool anymore. It's no longer hip.
Hipped. Well done, you. A not cool bomb is the best kind to have, I suppose. Badump, as Anne says. Badump dum. Thank you, Anne. So hello everyone. We're here. We're back. We have got some fun planned for you. Of course we do, because it's the three of us together. And when it's the three of us, it's more. It's always more. It's like more delightful, more unhinged, more everything. I love that about us. But also, this is our news segment. What's going on? What's coming up? Eve, do you have any fun things on the horizon? You had a really busy winter.
I did. My December was very full, and I started. I'm gonna get a little closer to that. There we go. There we go. That feels better. Yeah. The year started off with a showcase of my students. I also got to perform alongside my students, and they all did an amazing job. I
love that.
So proud of them.
Yes.
Some standouts were, they were all great. But I would say I had a few performances that I think will live on in quite a few audience memory. One, we had a Labubu act, Bex Appeal, where she was a Labubu and then she became a cuter Labubu and she picked up a riding crop and did all sorts of fun things. I helped her with that act. We had Ariola Brown, who did this amazing. I don't remember the name of the character, so I apologize. But the female from Mars Attacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yes,
Yes.
except she had
Oh.
this beautiful pile of locks. And the dress was amazing. The bow was amazing. She did some things that I can't talk about on air because we would get taken off the air. But let me just say that half of the audience gave her a standing ovation when she did certain things on stage. And then one of my other great students, Serafina, did this great faux fire poi act. So everyone did really well. I don't really have a lot going on. I'm kind of waiting to hear back from some people other than in March when I will be coming to Wawa West Con with you all. Yes, Grand Arbiter.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know I looked it up, and the character's name from Mars Attacks is Martian Girl.
Excellent. She was a great Martian girl. So right now I'm just kind of waiting to hear back for February. I'm still teaching burlesque at Pearl School of Burlesque, and working on a lot of costume pieces.
Well, and we actually have an event scheduled for February already.
That's true. We do.
Tippy Golden Awards are in motion. Which means your nominations are currently open. I'm just going to check those really fast while we're here.
We put the polls out in the newsletter. So if you have not seen the newsletter and you would like to subscribe to the newsletter, you can always message me privately and I will add you. Currently, there's no other way for me to add people to the newsletter than one at a time.
We're a rickshaw of a newsletter at this current time, and that's okay. The other framework is that you can also find the polls on our Discord where I've posted them. I am also opening them to see where we're at.
We will be posting the polls to our website and Patreon as well. The hold up, it's entirely on my end. I just need to write those up and post them, but that's coming. So if you haven't seen them yet, there's still time to nominate and vote in those polls. This is our wonderful brainchild of the three of us. We came up with it together, and I was trying to remember, did we start in 2021 or 2022?
It's been 4 events. This is the 4th one.
So I think 2022 then.
Yes, I think it was 2022.
Right. And I just remember the three of us sitting around having a conversation casually about how the Golden Globes could be better, that they really had not gotten the memo. And wouldn't it be nice if we had our own version of the Golden Globes for steampunk, and how we wanted to celebrate our community, especially coming out of the pandemic and everything else. We were just very keen to have an opportunity to shine a spotlight on all of the wonderful people we see all the time, all over the country and abroad, in Canada, in Europe, all over the place, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand. We see people doing really wonderful, beautiful things in steampunk around the globe. And oh my gosh. Oh, Anne. So that's coming, and I hope that you will all do some nominations and join into the spirit of the thing with us, because this is a community awards show, and so you're a big part of it. And it's been a real delight doing this for the last few years. I would like to do it forever, but I'm always that way. I get really committed and I'm ready to go indefinitely. But
I think that your biggest drug is sentimentality. You are high on sentimentality almost all times.
In this case, it's more like consistency and commitment. Once we start a program, I like to be consistent and commit to the annual nature of the adventure. So That's definitely what I'm high on here. Although I do love having the opportunity to praise people, to give compliments, to give away awards. That's really nice. I really love that for us. Eve, do you have a favorite award that we give away every year? I know that's a terrible question.
And
It's
of
a
course, I
terrible
just
question.
had the list up. I do love the Dandy Award. I do think that one's quite delightful, just because dandies are maybe underappreciated in a way,
Yeah.
and it encourages more people to become dandies. Who
Yes.
doesn't want to win an award?
Right?
Um, I
Yes.
just love seeing all the dapper submissions and seeing how people get all Nissa, you got to settle. You
Well,
got to
I
make
have
a life
posted
decision.
all of the links to all the forms.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think the dandy, although I did love the year that we did the best hat, the best
Yes.
fascinator. That was a good year. There
That
were
was a
some
really good
good
year.
hats that year.
We had some amazing hats that year. Honestly, for all that hat making is a bit of an arcane sewing art, and you don't meet a lot of hat makers in general, our community is full of people who make hats. We know so many hat makers. It's really wonderful. Yeah, I loved the hats too, and it was so great. We did have some great hats that year. It was really lovely. So yeah, of course, I'm very keen on the book award, the bibliophile, because that's sort of Bill and my little baby, the Temporal Textual Talks, and it's lovely. We just have 10 submissions every year because of the nature of book chat, and so it's nice to have this little constrained list, and we love all 10, but one is going to be our particular favorite for the year, and that's so fun. And I must tell you all that the authors are always delighted that they are up for an award, regardless of how many awards they've won. They've won a Hugo, they've won a Nebula, and we're like, you're going to be nominated for our Bibliophiles Award. Against 9 other authors. Always delighted. Yes,
Yeah, I'm
Dyson.
doing it. I've got it.
Yes,
I've got it.
thank you very much. All right, so that's coming. I'm very excited. We'll be posting details about the winware and how for of the event. But in the meantime, please start nominating and voting. Share the love to your
Maybe start
community.
today even, because you only have till February 9th. And that's when it closes.
Oh, because we have to call the secret council together to debate your nominations and to pick the ultimate honoree every year. And we have to do the council meeting under the right phase of the moon, when the stars align just so. It's very complicated,
And also, I
everyone.
believe you two have an event in February that may interfere with those decisions. Am I correct?
It's right after. So it's
Right
we just do the list
after.
and we come back.
Good.
We
Okay.
do.
So there'll be one last window that will be open while Madam Askew and I will be in the great state of Atlanta, Georgia. We will be traveling through the fairy ring into Con Possible, and during which time the nominations will remain open until that Monday that we return. So it's an incredible event, and there will be Splendid Teapot Racing at Con Possible.
What?
That is correct.
So
We
if you are a person
doing
who's
that.
going to be at Con Possible, you should start thinking about getting a race together, because it doesn't have to be complicated. It could just be an RC car with a teacup glued to it. That's fine.
Yes.
I respect that.
Yes. We have all, the three of us, historically been very big champions of anything with wheels or treads and a teapot or teacup looking thing on it. is welcome at the Teapot Race, whether it's manually powered or steam powered. We can't have any actual fire on the premises, but
The insurance is too high.
right, and we do request that you don't bring a nuclear powered, because we don't have the protective gear for that. It's like a little bit too advanced, but any sort of electrical powerment, all good. But also remember, manual power is welcome at the event.
In fact,
So,
one of my favorite teapot racers was completely powered by spectral forces.
yes.
The
Oh my
Haunted
gosh.
Arbor Day teapot was powered by ghosts.
It's true. I love that
So,
teapot.
That was one of my favorite ever, and
So good.
you cannot tell me that was not the most haunting experience.
It was the most haunting experience. It was a truly phantasmagoric in nature, and I loved every spooky moment. Who knew how haunted that Arbor Day could be? And it was pretty amazing. So
It really branched out. I didn't want to leave the scenario because I was enjoying it so much. I really put down roots.
She's gonna be like this for a minute, so we're just gonna. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties.
It's okay. I can talk about teapot racing. Since there might be people who are not familiar with it.
Yes, look,
teapot, I'm gonna mangle the history, and then Madame Askew can correct me.
I will jump in as necessary.
So teapot racing was invented in the made-up fictional continent of Australia.
New Zealand.
That place doesn't exist either.
It's actually New Zealand's double made up. It's not just.
Yeah, no. Lord of the Rings, they filmed that in actual Mordor. Like, New Zealand doesn't exist. Where you find teapots and you install engines and then you tell them to go.
Yes.
And they have to go around. Well, first of all, you have to show us your teapot. Your teapot should have some kind of interesting story attached to it.
Yeah,
which we'll talk about more with the theme. There is a bribe involved. This is why I thought it was from Australia, is because it's the only sport that condones and encourages bribery. And that just seems like something a fake prison country would do.
Oh, yeah. It's really, New Zealand was like, you know what? Everyone thinks we're a made-up country. Let's do bribes.
Bribe it to make you think we're real. And so then you go on the track, and there's at least 4 to 5 different challenges your teapot must maneuver around. And when I say teapot, I will say some people do tea parties instead of teapots, which I actually love as well. Like tea sets.
A whole scene on the racer. Amazing. Absolutely.
Again, another call out to a favorite was the Octopus Garden Tea Party one, where it was captained by the good Captain Nissa and co-piloted by the shop cats. Just very charming.
I love that one so much.
Yes,
so
I think that's we can talk about bribes. That is one of the most perfect bribes I think we've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And we judge on a lot of things. We judge on the look of the teapot, the presentation, the bribe, the ability, the speediness of your vehicle, how much you had to help the vehicle,
your ability to navigate obstacles.
Yes, there's a lot. It's a lot of complex math called addition and subtraction. But I'm a slut, so I don't do math.
No. We have Mathematica to do the math for us. We basically just lured a dragon onto our team simply by virtue of going, we will give you math rocks. Please do math.
Yes. And so it's very fun. It is not something that I like. I love judging teapot racing.
Yes.
I find the actual teapot race too stressful. I think I would have performance anxiety.
But you
I just
know what
thought
you
many
do very,
favorites.
very well, Eve,
Mhm.
is when it is time to demo the new course, because the course is set up by the whim of the judges every time. So the course looks different every time. But you are very good at becoming a human cryptid hybrid teapot racer and burlesquing your way essentially through the course. It's really incredible. I
With the
love when you do that.
amazing narration by the Grand Arbiter, who helps
Yes.
guide me through the track that I have set up.
Yes. It's one of my favorite moments. I love
It's
it every
good,
time.
and it works well. And to answer the question, do the judges take bribes? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I mean,
Absolutely.
As
Yeah.
I like to say, you should not be mortgaging your home or your airship. The bribes should be small. And
Let's start with bribes. Let's start talking about, because that's kind of part of the panache of the presentation.
I do think that that's important. I'm just going to go quickly through the full
Yes.
list of things that are the points,
yes,
just really quickly.
yes. Oh,
Overall
yes.
look of vehicle, hazards negotiated, completion of the course, quality of bribe, showmanship, points deducted are based on manual assistance to the vehicle, exceeding the specified time limit, exceeding the specified size, vexing the judges.
Yes. Yeah. Vexing the judges. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Don't
Okay,
vex us.
so I think that we all have different tastes when it comes to bribes.
Yes.
That's true.
Madam Eve, you have a very particular taste in bribes.
Well, I think I have a more particular taste because I'm often left out of bribes.
Yeah, you're often forgotten.
Oftentimes, and this has gotten it's become a fun challenge, I think, for our regular teapot racers, where they've now taken notice that the butlers and Eve Riot
Yes.
do not get
Yes.
bribes. So now when we're
Yes.
included, I take notice.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it is important.
Extra points.
Yes, for the equity of the bribes, that everybody gets bribed equitably. And it doesn't have to be, I agree with Madame Askew, it does not in fact, I would be more upset if the bribe was extravagant, because that's kind of against the spirit of the game in a way.
I think if it's extravagant, also it puts us in a very awkward position.
Yes.
I also think that and we define extravagant on, I think that I think it can take many hours, but it can't take many dollars.
Yes. I think if you I love a good compliment or piece of prose.
Yes.
We've had some very beautiful pieces of poetry written about teapot racing that I think are excellent bribes. I also love bribes that are thoughtful. I will call out that the Grand Arbiter has received some very beautiful custom bribes in the form of cravats.
The cravats.
They're not cravats, as we've discussed. They're
jabots.
Excuse me, they're jabots. My apologies. Some very beautiful jabots.
They are so beautiful.
And I honestly, I think for the person who's asking what's the best you've received, I don't think I've received a best bribe yet, because I am a very picky person. And so I haven't received any particular bribe that I feel is truly custom to me. But I will say, I think my favorite bribe was the jabot. The first time the Grand Arbiter was gifted a jabot, because Grand Arbiter, I think, jumped about 2 feet off the air in joy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's true.
I am unmoved by bribes. I am a stalwart. I'm a stalwart pillar of justice and neutrality.
But in my opinion, a bribe should not be too personal to you, the briber, because that also puts, I think, us in an awkward position of accepting something that's very sentimental to you, but does not have the same context for us. So usually something small like chocolates or tea are great bribes. I think one of the nicest. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, although the jabot was a good one, it's not the best one.
It's my favorite one. I know it's maybe not the best, but it's my favorite one.
Oh, the gavel.
The gavel of arbitration.
The gavel.
But and anyone who knows me knows that I am a magpie. So I love a nice sparkly thing that I can put on my battle vest.
Yeah.
Or put in my hair or in my ears or around my neck. So I'm a magpie.
Handmade jewelry is absolutely kosher as long as it's like, you know, I would say take into account that if you would sell this on the open market for $10,000, it's too much of a bribe. So scale is everything, but we all love jewelry.
I gave a very wishy-washy answer. So Madame Askew, why don't you give some bribery tips?
So one of my favorites from last year was a person made enough small brooches for every member of the team. So enough for the Grand Arbiter, for me, for Eve, for our whole team. And they're all very charming. They're about an inch and a quarter across, and they have little teapots on them, and they're just perfect. It was like so charming and so delightful that everyone could have one. And also that it was like a little something we could put on a costume without having to worry about whether or not it was like so big that we have to sort of pair the whole costume with the piece. It could just be like we're teapot racing now, and here's our teapot racing brooch. It's very lovely. One of my personal favorites, this was from early on, and it actually verges into the little bit almost too much, but it was kind of a bribe to the team. And it was a teapot. And it's a teapot that got retired from tea dueling for being a slightly too difficult teapot. But we all loved the sentiment of the teapot because we do so much with tea and teapots and things. And I still have that teapot. It says, drink tea and carry on. And so I just think it's very delightful. So something that sort of pairs with the team that can be used by all of us is really lovely. A little piece of jewelry is really nice. I have on occasion been bribed with small bottles of spirits, as I do imbibe spirits. That is a delightful bribe, although I recommend to anyone who's like, oh, madam will take bribes of spirits, not tequila. I don't drink that.
Also, nothing with spiders.
Nothing with, no spiders.
There was a spooky year where a lot of people brought spiders as bribes, and we were just like, we're just gonna put those away.
Bribes are not for madam. They're not for madam. But in general, even though I do enjoy spirits, it's not my favorite bribe because I don't drink that much in terms of adult beverages. And then, you know, it can be hard for us to carry home. So that's another thing. If we are traveling and you're bringing us a bribe, it's nice to have something a little bit compact or not too fragile so that we can bring it home with us. But really, I agree with you, Eve. The year of the first jabot was so lovely because I don't think anyone has created such a singularly, like, we've been planning this for a year, we created it, we thought about the color and the fabric and everything, and we just wanted to do something really special for the arbiter. And that was just really beautiful to witness. And you did jump like 2 feet off the stage, Grand Arbiter.
I mean, yes, I did. I had just mentioned how the fabric was nice. That's okay.
What else would you like to talk about bribes, Grand?
So here's what I'm going to say. Bribes are more effective in, if you don't know your judges, bribes that are most effective are going to be ones that are tied to your racer. So if you have like, we think about the whole package. If the racer and the bribe are connected, it's usually a better experience. So if you have for example, a Viking ship themed one, and your bribe is, opera in the form of Viking opera, that's more along the lines of you unify your racer theme.
You're telling a story.
You want a narrative. You want a narrative.
Yes, look, we could probably go on at length about bribes, clearly, but also about theming your racer and creating this narrative experience. And we are going to get into our super secret topic here in a moment, which will be very pertinent to this discussion. But I highly encourage everyone, if you are going to be racing at a place where we are judging, any of the three of us, either separately or together, the theatrical story of it all is very important. And working in either the theme for the convention or some sort of theme from the temple entourage, your character, any of that is really going to hit hard with us. We are all three going to be very excited by that kind of, follow through of a theme from you into your racer into the race experience. Yeah. So
yes.
We did, of course, have our weekly super secret Patrons Corner poll, as we do most weeks. And we will post a picture of
the jabot.
The jabot on Discord. Yes, Grand Arbiter, you might have to take a picture of your jabot so that
I'll take it.
Yeah, and can see it. So we host a poll most weeks on Patreon for our super secret Patrons Corner topic, and this week it was all about teapot racing, because teapot racing is very much on our minds. We're going to finish up the time together talking about why teapot racing is so much on our minds right now. It's not just because we have races coming up, it's because we're planning something special this year. But this week's themes were tales from the track, memorable moments in teapot racing. We've talked about that a little bit. Delightful dangers. What kind of obstacle do you identify with and why? Because there's so many obstacles. And then unleash the panache. What makes a splendid teapot racing, a great splendid teapot racing presentation? And that is the one that won, my darling. So we are going to get into it. What makes a great presentation? Because showmanship is worth 10 points in your teapot racing score. It is worth as many points as getting through the track. It is worth as many points as the look of your vehicle. It's worth as many points as completing all of the obstacles successfully. So it is a high value target, and it's an area that a lot of people sort of forget about when they're preparing their teapot racer and coming up onto the stage. Now, we're all three show ponies in our own ways. We love to be on a stage. We love to entertain. We have a lot to say. We don't tend to be quiet, shy violets. So I'd say collectively, we don't really have a hard time being show people. But I know that doing that can be intimidating, especially when you think, oh my gosh, are they judging me on the skill of my showmanship? We just want you to go for it hard, darlings. Just be fearless in your showmanship. It's not like we're judging you like Sir Laurence Olivier at the Royal Shakespeare or something like that. That's not the vibe. That's not Splendid Teapot energy. So let's talk about it. Eve, What do you think? What is something you look for in the presentation?
The minute they walk on stage.
Mm,
The showmanship starts when you present your vehicle, and that
Yeah.
includes how you're presenting the vehicle and yourself. So I love it when somebody comes on stage and has their name of their vehicle and their story short and ready to go. Because of course the
Yes.
introduction of your vehicle does count against your time a lot of the times, depending on how many racers we have. And
Yes,
so
yes.
we need to worry, like if somebody rambles a bit too long, that can impact your overall time and overall scoring.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you walk on stage with your vehicle ready, your hopefully puntastic title, because I love a punny name for
That's
a teapot
true.
racer,
Yes.
and you have your story concise and delightful, and your bribe ready to go, like that shows to me that you have thought about what you're going to do when you get on stage. You've practiced what you're going to do, what you're going to do on stage. And even if you flub, it doesn't matter, because only you know if you flub, or if you want us to know you flub, make it bigger. So I really do think that my showmanship judging starts with that introduction. Yeah, that's where I'm going to start.
So
yeah, that's really good. And I'm going to come back to your question, fairy godmother, in just a moment. So I love that. I think that's a really great bit of information, Eve. Grand Arbiter, I know you have some strong feelings on presentation.
I do. I think a big thing to think about on presentation is to think about it as a unified whole of your entire delivery. So your race, your experience on it. So even if you're failing to complete the obstacles, if your manual assistance is themed, like maybe if you have like a fishing boat themed one, you have like a little fishing rod to help you move your vehicle around, or if you have like a tree one, you have like branches to move it from place to place. Making sure that every part of your presentation ties back to the unified theme and strategy of your piece is really key to a successful execution of your teapot racing. I think the other part for me is going to be less is more, and cringe is required.
Cringe is dead. Just saying it, proclaiming it now. Cringe is dead. Embrace the cringe.
Yes.
Cringe is dead. Long live cringe.
Yes.
Yeah. And this really, Scone Mistress, this was one of the best teapot racing moments in my entire career of being a judge of teapot racing, because the veiled ghost taking the haunted racer across the track was so funny.
And it was a full thing, which I think is kind of what we're all, so far, what we've all kind of been like, we want it to be a full package.
You should think of it like you're trying to be on Drag Race, or to be competing in a beauty pageant, or a masquerade, where you want a complete vision.
Yes.
Madame Escudo, what about you? What panache are you looking for?
So I love that you mentioned the importance of the moment they step on the stage, the sort of presentation starts then. And also talking about how it's important for everyone to know that one of the things we do in order to get more people through the race and the amount of time we have is that we do a sort of set block of time. You have like 3 to 5 minutes that includes your presentation and your race time, because we want to preserve as much time as possible for every racer to have the same window of time. And when someone goes past that window just on their presentation, I get I get really uncomfortable and a little upset for the other racers, because we set that window of time so that every racer gets time, not because it's not for us. It's not for me. It's for the other racers. So I like it when people
Respecting
keep
the
in mind
racers.
to respect their fellow racers during their presentation. And that also means in your
That's very
language
vexing.
choices.
If you're not respectful, that is clearly vexing.
It's very vexing, right? So having respectful language in how you address your fellow racers, all of that is really key. Now, honestly, we have almost never had a problem with someone being disrespectful to a fellow racer. But gatekeeping is not welcome on the field of Splendid Teapot Racing. One of the things I love, and this is really ties into the presentation for me, is that Splendid Teapot Racing was created by these delightful humans in New Zealand, clearly a mythical place. And Countess Simona wanted it to be as inclusive and welcoming and friendly to as many people as possible. So it's all about having fun and being welcoming. And that is something I really want to see in your presentation. No gatekeeping. No matter how hardcore an engineer you are, we love it. I love a person who's very comfortable with the spanner and understands how to use the slide rule and can forge a steam engine in their kitchen on a whim. That does give me great joy. But what gives me the most joy in that scenario is when that person is not treating those skills as something that makes them superior to their fellow racers, but wants to help their fellow racers have the skills they also need, and is willing to share information as well as having fun. So I want to see fun in your presentation. I want to see good sportsmanship when you are interacting with your fellow racers. And if I know that a racer is someone who's helping out their fellow racers, that also improves their standing in terms of showmanship in my judging.
And to add on to like the having fun bit, as everyone knows, we do tend to add our what I like to call the American kennel show, like the dog show commentary. Like we comment on the race as it's happening, like in Crufts or Westminster Dog Show. And so people who are able to quip back and volley back puns or jokes or respond to our commentary is always delightful. When people understand that we're not taking it too seriously. You shouldn't take it too seriously. You should have fun, make the puns, do and if you've ever been to our races, you know we're a big fan of the look over there way of distraction, so that way we don't notice you moving the teapot. So having the consistent enjoy of the race, I think, is very important, because if you're not having fun, then why are you doing it?
Right? Because Splendid Teapot Racing is about the fun. And I that was baked into the DNA of this game. The bribery really gives the game away. It is not meant, if you are bribing the judges, it is not meant to be too serious. Now, we've been asked in the past if the bribes change things like how we score your time. No. The bribes
are their own voting category.
They're their own points. They're their own
points.
Everything is their own points, and it's all 10 points. Everything is equal in measure and value.
Yes. Yes.
And
look, if you bring us a dragon,
I don't know what happens if you bring a dragon. Although I will tell you, we want to see less 3D printed dragons. We would like to see.
I mean, I do. So I understand that the 3D printing is a bit of a craze right now, and it does let you shortcut
a lot
of your vision. But I would also like to see more. I think when I look at a teapot racer, I want to see the work and love that was put into it. Not necessarily like I can appreciate the vision, but I love an old fashioned teapot, or I'm so bad with
Or
names.
papier-mâché?
Papier mâché,
Yeah.
or woodworking, or which we'll talk about later. And just the found objects that you've included, finding dinosaurs or Lego or just all
Yeah.
kinds of creativity to show your vision rather than saying I put this into a file and I printed it. Nothing wrong with that,
Well, if you
but I'd
design
like
the
to see
file
more
yourself,
variety.
if you
If
design
you-
the file yourself, I'm less inclined. It's just if you are like, if you're just doing this because it's a great object, I think it's like, look out there. There's so many interesting things out there. I just think it's important to stretch beyond perfection and look for whimsical absurdity and cringe.
Yes.
Cringe.
Yes.
Just
And
look
cringe.
cringe.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, I think if you're going to use something like that, what I've seen that's really successful is if you take your one 3D printed element, your creature or what have you, and you put it into a scene. So this is where it's great to make it the driver and give it a hat and a scarf. Look, more racing scarves, okay? All of your little drivers, they all need racing scarves. That would be a great bribe for one Madame Askew if all the racers have.
Or if you get
scarves.
that and skew a racing scarf.
I would wear a racing scarf.
Yes.
Riot would also like a racing scarf.
Love a racing scarf.
Absurdly
but, like,
long Isadora
Okay.
Duncan risky-esque racing scarf.
So now we are approaching.
do your thing, right? Like, set it in. Don't just take the 3D printed object and just plop it on the racer. Do something with it, because that's the whimsy that we're talking about. And sorry to cut you off, Grand Arbiter.
No,
Please
it's
continue.
fine. So we are approaching the Sarah McLachlan part of the show. So that's what's going to happen now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the reason why we're talking about teapot racing tonight,
Mhm.
not just because we love the game, because we do. We love the game.
We do, clearly.
But our teapot racing track has made it 10 years, a decade of service, a decade of beautiful service unto the temporal entourage. Look at that beautiful ramp. And the thing is, I don't want to yell over your wailing. You sound like a cat in heat.
That's what I am, baby.
Hey. Anyway, we are seeking to replace our teapot course so that we may continue to provide you all with charming commentary and a fun track. We have a lot of pictures of the ramp. That's great. So I have a vision, and that is why I'm taking point on this. Go on, Grand Arbiter.
This is the first year when they were born. They're now old and decrepit.
And we did throw them into like absolutely the fire that first year, because we had to race out of doors in the desert, and so there was a sand trap feature to literally every obstacle, and also this very convoluted maze of flags that you had to navigate. The flag maze, we've never done that again. I was confused by it. And we avoid the sand traps, but the racetrack did survive. The sign at the end of the race did not survive the race, but the track survived.
So we are seeking somebody who will be able to create at least 3 of our obstacles we would like to have. So we would like to have a new Chasm of Doom, which you can see pictured here. It's a great teapot racer. Very cute. Lighting elements are great. We would like a new Teeter-Totter of Terror, which you can see pictured here. Another chasm. Yeah. See, we get hyped. We get hyped for this. And the teapot races are always stunning. There's another. And either we would like a new ramp, which you can see pictured, or something that we don't have very often, and I don't think we have any pictures of, a tunnel.
Yes, and we have all sorts of very cool things that we've been able to do and create, but this is not like we are looking for artists to hire to do this.
Yes, this is a paid gig.
And we are looking to do this in either Tucson or Phoenix, ideally. But if you can transport or find, like, if reasonably ship or transport the piece to Wild Wild West Con, that would be okay as well. And they don't necessarily have to all be the same artist. They could be different makers. They do have to be wood to meet up to our standards of the dark compact of Splendid Teapot Racing duelist judges. But we are sort of on the hunt, and we are kind of on a time crunch. We had some challenges with making a replacements happen earlier in the year. There was just a lot of chaos. And so, like, I do think it's something that we can make happen with our community, but we need your help. Maybe you're not a maker, but maybe you know a maker who can help us with this. We have the plans for everything but the tunnel, which would have to be hand designed, but that
not
is
complicated.
And not complicated.
It's not hard. I've made a tunnel out of cardboard. It's not that hard.
The big framework would be ensuring that it gets to us in a timely fashion, and we would cover materials and your time. So it's something to think about if you know an artist. If you wish to connect with Eve Riot to start the process of being vetted for this program, we'd be very interested in having you. We're kind of desperate and really easy.
This is not helping us negotiate costs. Please don't say we're desperate. Please say something more diplomatic.
We're very eager.
We're eager to
and
work
excited.
with you.
Yes.
Can you bring us back to full screen, please?
Yeah, of course.
That way we can plead more effectively.
More pleading. Oh,
beautiful racers. That one especially is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
So please reach out if you know somebody or you are somebody. You're all somebody. But if you're somebody who can work with wood, hit me up.
Yes. Also, we are very eager to work with you. We are motivated, we are excited, and we want to create a wonderful, welcoming, collaborative experience with you or an artist that you know who might be interested. Also, hello, Paige. Hello, my darling. I'm so happy you're here. This is what a treat. Paige is here. So nice. Paige, if you were like anywhere remotely close, I would be like very eager to work with you on this project because you're a wonderful found objects artist. But yes, we are looking for your recommendations or for your bids. And as the Grand Arbiter says, no one has to take on all the pieces. So individual artists could take on a singular piece.
If there's a part that you're like, I would love to make the tunnel, or I would love to make the chasm, but I don't want to make anything else, that's fine too.
Yes.
We are happy to promote and support multiple artists we will support you. We will promote you at every race for the next year and maybe the next 3 or 4 years, really.
I mean, as long as we're using it, we probably will tell people who
Yeah,
made
we
it.
will tell people. We will tell people that you made this track.
Yes.
Basically,
So
we are
we'll pay
acting like
you
yes,
and give you exposure.
Yes.
Both.
I
We're
don't want to
basically
have
asking you to be like
I
a
guess if they
stadium.
really want exposure. Da-na, 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 da-na,
So
da-na,
please reach
da-na,
out if you are on our Discord. I am very active on our Discord. I'm very active on Discord generally, so please feel free to message there if you would prefer. My email is on the promo, so you can also just direct people to send me an email, and I will hook you up with the specs to get a quote from you, and I will explain my vision because I don't want to give the vision away, especially if it doesn't end up manifesting the way I think it will. But I'm hopeful. And I'm eager to hear your pitches because maybe you have a better vision than me.
Yeah, no. So we are excited to hear from you. One thing that I would say is something that we're looking for in our designs are ones that are easily customizable, sturdy, and reusable.
Yes.
I also easily transported and set up by only 2 people. If it takes like a bunch of people to lift your object, it won't work.
But all of this is stuff that Eve will go over with you. Eve is taking point on this project. So one of the fun things about taking this on is you will get to collaborate with one Eve Riot. Not that the Grand Arbiter and I aren't involved, but Eve has a vision and a passion. And honestly, Eve, you were, as soon as we started talking about replacing the Teapot Racing track, you were like, I want to be involved in making this happen. I have ideas. And we were like, good.
And if it doesn't happen, I still have ideas of how we will make this track work. If nobody steps up.
And I think it'd be a real tragedy if no one stepped up. And I don't think you want to make that happen because
no, don't make us cry. It'll ruin our makeup.
Yeah, no, it's not great. But that is the pitch, everybody. So that is what we're looking to do we're looking to find someone in the next 2 to 3 weeks ish. And it would need to be ready by mid-March, delivered to Wild WestCon. You could deliver it early if that were necessary, but ideally, it would show up at Wild WestCon magically, and we could celebrate you there.
Yes, so, we would love to do that.
So tell us what your plans are. Reach out to Eve Riot.
Yes. And if you don't know how to reach out to Eve, as they said, Discord is a great place to connect with us, but we can also get you Eve's email address, which is on the graphic that is circulating on our social media right now. So to make it very easy peasy, you can just pick up the email address from that graphic. I am also going to put in our comments the invitation to our Discord. This is my opportunity to do a little plug for Discord because, look, I understand if you're like, I don't want to take on another platform. I already have to deal with this social media. I'm already like trying to navigate between YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or Blue Sky or Threads or wherever you are and however we connect. My darlings, solidarity, it's a lot. And I understand not wanting to take something else on. But if you want to like maybe cut the plug on some of those and narrow down your list, Discord is so lovely. because there are no advertisements and there's no algorithm deciding what you are going to see. You have control. And once you are in our server, you can choose which channels or conversations you want to engage with. We do try and represent and replicate as many different interests of our community as possible, which means our Discord is varied and active, and there's a lot of different conversations going on, but you don't have to track them all. You can mute channels, you can ignore channels, you can pop in and out of different discussions. I really love that aspect of Discord very much. It's like
Man.
the old message boards that we used to have in the early days of the interwebs.
And we've disabled all the AI bots that they forced on us. So that's gone.
Thank you. Thank you, Eve. Thank you very much for doing that. You are a treasure. So please join us on Discord. Please share our message with your fellow artists. To be honest, it is one of those things where social media has actually really throttled that particular post. So even though it got posted pretty broadly, it's gotten very little engagement and very little traction. And so we could use your help in spreading the message. We really want to make the best teapot racing adventure for all of our racers. And if nothing
we're
else,
allergic to splinters.
yes. I do fabric.
We can't do it ourselves. These delicate gay hands aren't built. They're only meant to use certain kinds of woods.
I've heard that about you, Grand Arbiter.
True.
That you can only handle certain woods. I'm really good with scissors, is really what I'll say, and cutting fabric. That is my gift.
Just saying, since we're on the joke. Anywho. Scone Mistress,
so
reach out.
yes. Please have
Do you
Ian
have like
reach out
specific
to
plans
Eve.
that need to be followed in order to do the thing for the business?
Yeah, I'll hook him up with the specs, and if he feels up to it, we can talk further.
Yes.
With that though, I think we need to start wrapping things up.
We do. It is that time, my darlings. There's so much going on in the temporal entourage world. So please keep in touch. Join us on Discord. Yes.
Is book club this week or next week?
No, it's this Sunday. This Sunday is our first book club of 2026 at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. The link will be going up tomorrow on Patreon for Patreon subscribers, and everyone else will have access to that on Sunday. We're reading the delightful steampunk adventure Esprit de Corpse by E.F. Deal. Corpse! It's very important, because corpses are involved. Esprit de Corpse. So come join us for book club on Sunday. Join me tomorrow afternoon for our crafternoon in the Discord. How fun is that? Or join me on Tuesday evenings for my Stitch and Twitch, where we talk about everything, including sewing, and I will answer all of your sewing related questions. I will not be taking questions about my dating life, however. That's a different conversation over tea. I'm just saying. So I think that's all of our upcoming news. Please be certain to follow those links to the polls from the Grand Arbiter so that you can vote and nominate in our Golden Tippy Teacup Awards. We're very keen and we are excited to host this year's award ceremony in February. And with that, for those who are able, I hope to see you either at Compossible in person in February or at Wild Wild West Con in person in March. Tickets are available for both of those events. And I dropped the links up the chat a bit, but also Google is your friend there. Any news I forgot before we say goodnight, my darlings?
Stream. Nah.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Get vaccinated. The flu's no joke, I hear.
Masking is great.
Masking's hot.
So hot. It's so good.
It's the most
Please,
fashionable thing you can do in a time of fascism.
so good. Keep your eye out for tickets to the Burlesque and Drag Show at Wild Wild West Con. They haven't gone on sale yet, but they sell out every year. And Eve is going to be in the show. It's going to be so good.
I hear you're
And with
working on
that-
an incredible new costume.
I'm working on 2 incredible new costumes. So I'm not just bringing one incredible costume. I'm bringing 2 incredible costumes. And also there's a number I'm really excited about that I'm not even doing. So you should come just because I'm excited.
Well, don't be afraid to get your double dose of Eve and of course a lethal dose of Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter at Wild Wild West Con. And you can get the double dose of Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter by going to both Con Possible and Wild Wild West Con.
And you can just get a dose every week, every Friday.
Every
at
Friday.
tea.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you can support Riot on Patreon and us on Patreon. Dollars make girls, boys, and they thems dance.
That's true. And also powers our splendid teapot racers. And with that, my darlings, I think that's all the news for the week. So please go out, treasure yourselves, treasure your community. Remember, acts of kindness in times of hardship have even more significance. So embrace the kindness, kill the cringe by embracing the cringe. And we'll see you next Friday for more nonsense. Good night, everyone. Cheers.